final and the parading teams. Galway in maroon jerseys and Dublin in sky blue, led by Des Folk.
And a Dublin football team parading before an All-Ireland final was nothing new or strange. The game was strong in Dublin from the early days of the association. The county captured 6 titles during the 1890s, and by 1923 the total was 14. But then for some reason the success rate diminished, and 19 years went by before another All-Ireland came to the capital. However, there was a fresh and exuberant revival in the 50s. The Sam Maguire was won again in 58, and that era ended with this final of 1963.
We're still for Galway. A goal by Jerry Davy brings all Dubliners to their feet. Here's the same score from another angle. A sideline kick into the square, and both Davy and Fox are there to finish it to the net. Dublin are now the new All-Ireland champions and take home the premier trophy of Gaelic football for the 17th time.
11 years was a long time of waiting for another final appearance by a proud county. They were good years for football in Galway, Kerry, Offaly, Down, Meath and Cork, but years of frustration and confusion in Dublin. Match wins were few, morale was low, but things began to change with the arrival of Jimmy Gray.
I became chairman in 1970, and at that time they had gone through a very lean period. In fact, I don't think they had contested or had succeeded in the first round of the Leinster Championship in quite a while before that. I think it was about mid-60s or something like that. So that was something that struck me in the first place from a personal pride point of view that needed to be sorted out or have a go at sorting out in any case. The system at the time then was that the county board elected selectors, and that took the form of 5 selectors. And there was a variation in that theme as well. It could be 2 people from the county champions, or sometimes there's 1 person from the county champion, or sometimes there's 5 people from the county board. And certainly the stipulation was that the individuals had to be members of the county board, other than those, of course, who were club representatives of that. So that definitely confined the range from which you could select good selectors. And I thought that was a bad system, to be frank about it. And I mentioned to Jim King the idea of perhaps, certainly that Kevin was the man we wanted, and that if we could get Kevin with 2 people who would, complement him, that's the ideal situation.
The Artane boys band led the colourful parade of the teams, Dublin in light blue jerseys, Derry in white and red. Leading the Dublin team was their captain Kevin Heffernan, followed
by this time Kevin was a player of vast experience. He had enjoyed enormous success with his club St Vincent's. He had won league medals with Dublin in 1953 and 55, as well as earlier this year. He was a regular on Leinster teams and set up scoring records when winning 4 Railway Cup medals in a row between 52 and 55.
After a false start due to Kevin Heffernan's enthusiasm, Simon Dagnan got the game going, and the battle was on for Ireland's greatest prize.
Ever since the days in schools football when the catch cry was "Watch Heffo," this man showed a notoriously independent spirit. Far on féin a bhí ann, not the sort that would always yield to authority. He had his own ideas. Some may have been revolutionary, but still County Board Chairman Jimmy Gray was convinced that he was the right man for the job.
Heffernan turns and shoots, and Dublin are 2 points ahead. However, the Derry hopes were rudely shattered.
Kevin was always a very good friend of mine in the first place, and I knew precisely exactly how he felt about football. He was the most astute judge of a footballer and a footballer for a particular position. And he won't thank me for saying it, but he's a highly intelligent guy as well, and he knew precisely, and always did know precisely, what was required.
Well, Jimmy always had peculiar ideas about management, and he played me for so long that eventually I realised he was serious. So at that stage I began to think that it was a job I'd like to do. I was just sick and tired of Dublin being beaten in the first round of every Leinster Championship that came by. So I thought I couldn't do any worse than anybody else had been doing. Well, I thought the type of football we were playing wasn't what Dublin can play best. That was my general impression of it. After that, it was just simply a fact that I thought we could do better than we'd been doing. and maybe to win a Leinster Championship at that stage would have been a big bonus. I didn't think any further than that.
Achieving this would not be easy. 11 years in the wilderness had taken its toll. The tide was out, the blinds were down for the Joxers.
It was a time that you didn't say you played for Dublin, which might sound strange now, having been through the 70s and the team that's coming through now at the moment. Everybody would want to say they played for Dublin, but we went through a phase where year after year you'd get ready for a championship and you'd go down to maybe Navan and play Kildare in Navan and be beaten in the first round of the championship. You'd come back and you wouldn't tell anybody that you actually played for Dublin.
All I promised them was that they would probably be fitter than they were, and they would probably play better football and get more enjoyment from it than what they had been getting, and they wouldn't have to hide in corners when people asked them what team they played for. It was no more than that and no more ambitious than that when we started.
The panel of players in training in Parnell Park was exceptionally large, but there was nothing exceptional about the standard of play in the opening game against Wexford in Croke Park. A win was recorded, but a vital ingredient was missing.
Well, after the Wexford match, when we were going home, my wife was in the car and a friend of hers and the friend's wee son, and I was complaining about the absence of a place kicker and how much it was costing us and how disastrous it would become later in the championship. And this wee fella said to me, "Why don't you get Jimmy Keaveney?" And I said, "Tamara, that's nonsense. Jimmy Keaveney is finished 2 years ago." But when I went home and thought about it and considered what kickers we had and how good a kicker Keaveney was, I realised that even if he did nothing else, only kicked the frees, it would be worth having him. In fact, he turned out to be, infinitely better than that and of absolutely vital importance to the team from there on.
Well, I got a phone call the following night from Kevin Heffernan the Monday night to say would I be interested in coming back, and I'd been out of the game, as I say, at that stage for about, at inter-county level at least, for about 18 months. So, like, Kevin's the sort of man, he won't take no for an answer. I knew him too well, so I said it was going to be any asset to the team. I'd go back down training, which I started, I think, the Tuesday night of that week.
The panel of players was now complete and training continued. Rumours spread about the same training. Bhí an díol ar dúirtína áirithe. It was severe and seldom pleasant.
Well, the format of training in those days, as probably today, is that unless the players were physically fit, i.e. to last the full 70 minutes, they were never really considered for any match. The training was hard, I suppose, in the initial stages, but then it became quite enjoyable, and I suppose, like old soldiers, you got used to the routine, and when it was cemented with success, then nobody really bothered because they quite enjoyed it and understood that you had to be physically fit.
I couldn't believe Nashville the training we had to go to. I think on the Thursday night after that, we were training and I actually got light in the head. I remember Stephen Rooney coming to me, he said, "Look, hey," he says, "you want to go over there and take it easy," which I had to. I wasn't used to that sort of training.
Everything else was secondary, and I mean everything. I mean business lives, family lives, everything else came second place to the goal, or to training, to winning. And I mean, there was never any, I don't ever remember any threats being put on to you trained or else, or you better be training or nobody. I mean, it was a self-imposed discipline.
We started off with the premise that we would be the fittest team in Ireland and therefore we would be formidable opposition to anybody else. And it was this desire to be the fittest team in Ireland that made it possible for them to train as hard as they did and made it possible for me to get the best out of them in training.
The show was now really on the Boher Fada and inspired Leslie Deegan stunned the 3 times Leinster champions Offaly. The win over Meath was sweet. The semi-final against champions Cork had its moments, and maybe it was Anton O'Toole's goal that led to that historic clash of Galway and Dublin in the final, a memorable match for one man in particular.
I always felt we could win it, but I never believed in my own mind, that I was ever going to see the Sam Maguire Cup. I know I was going to try my very best and probably die in trying, but I was always afraid that it was going to slip away because of the years that had passed before that. I was quite confident that I was good enough. I always believed I was good enough. But I always believe, going out that particular day, I remember saying, naturally you hope you don't let a goal in, and the goal did go in. But 15 minutes into the game. And, you know, that was a bitter disappointment.
Tommy Sands, Liam Salmon, David Hickey down there in his own end line, harassing. And it's a goal, Michael Rooney! A goal for Galway, scored by Michael Rooney. And here it is again, the ball coming in from the wing, high across in front of the goal. He's outside the parallelogram, there's no argument. Fisted in by Michael Rooney, and Galway lead 1 goal and 1 to Dublin 3 points. Paddy with the kick out. That's the kind of a score that might waken this game up. And here comes Stephen Rooney to Brian Mullins. Out along the wing now to Anton O'Toole. Anton too quick with a sidestep there for Joe Waldron. And he's still going on. He fits it in and it is over the bar. Anton O'Toole dazzling his way through there with a series of sidesteps and eventually that fisted shot over the bar to make it 4 points each. 4 points for Dublin, a goal and 1 for Galway, and that's 4 points each. And there it is, the throw-in of the second half, and it's Jimmy Duggan. John Tobin trying to get to it, doesn't. Liam Salmon. Sean Doherty trying very hard to stop him going in there, and here's Michael Rooney, and a great save by Paddy Cullen. A great save by Paddy Cullen, a point-blank shot by Michael Rooney, and Paddy Cullen not only saving it, but holding it. Michael Rooney, having the game of his life since he developed into a senior here today. He's having a really fine game, getting that ball out now to Tom Naughton. John Tobin. And he gets away from Gay O'Driscoll this time. And Pat Sands now at the ball. Into the centre to Liam Salmon. Liam Salmon trying to take a shot, and the referee has called for the ball, and it is a penalty. A penalty for Galway. There is a penalty now for Galway, and Paddy Cullen, heaven help him, in there in the goal, and Liam Salmon, who has never missed a penalty, going to take it.
I would never like to take credit for a turning point in a game, you know. I'd take credit for a turning point in the game later on in my career, but certainly on that day, I suppose looking back on it, it was because from what I can recollect, Galway were 2 points ahead at the time, and if the goal had went in, it was 5 points. And it was about 10 minutes into the second half of the game. And I think it would have made a difference had they gone 5 points up. I think Galway needed that score at that time, and they didn't get it. They'd missed a few early on, and they needed that.
The man with number 14 on his back, just going to come up there on the left of your picture any moment. Here it comes. And he saved it! He saved it! Oh, Paddy Cullen! Paddy Cullen has saved it!
It only hit me on this part of the hand. I didn't actually get a full hand to the ball. It just came across the bottom of my palm. And I remember when I was hitting the ground saying, God, it's gone in. You know, and just as I looked around then I saw it going dribbling wide. I didn't really think I'd actually stop it.
Paddy gets his hand to it, deflects it out, and he deflected it over the line for a 50. But by heavens, what a great save it was. 1 point between the teams. Galway 7, Dublin 6. 1-4 for Galway, 6 points for Dublin. Just 14 minutes or so gone in this second half, and what a great second half it is. Oh, lovely bringing down of the ball there by Brian Mullins. The nerves are gone and the football is here. That's what it would appear to be. And the referee has gone running up, has seen something, and is awarding a free to Dublin, and Jimmy Keaveney is going to take it. And it's over the bar. It's over the bar. A lovely point by Jimmy Keaveney from a very awkward angle. Stephen Rooney now. David Hickey getting inside Liam O'Neill, and here comes David all alone. Jimmy Keaveney. And Jimmy high and over the bar, and the lead for Dublin. A hill that that was almost silent in the first half, even when Dublin got scores, becomes active, electrifying and loud as Dublin take the lead by 8 points to 7. 18 minutes gone in the second half, and this is Brian Mullins. This is Stephen Rooney. And this is John McCarthy. Still John McCarthy. And John McCarthy sends it over. Going out with it, Paddy Riley for Dublin. Jimmy Duggan trying to block his way, succeeding. And here comes Galway. Oh, ball right, Pat Sands. A great save by Paddy Cullen again. Alan Larkin's kick knocked down. Tom Naughton fouled and a free in for Galway. What a great save with these knees, shins, I don't know where it was, but he got it out. Ball being placed by John Tobin. John bidding, believe it or not, for his first score of the game. What an important kick it is, because if he gets it, Galway will be just 1 point behind. He's got it, and Galway are just at 1 point behind. Liam O'Neill now. Willie Joyce. Galway looking hard for this equaliser. Jimmy Duggan now. There it is, in towards the goal mouth, and it's deflected out by Paddy Cullen. 9 points to 8, and here it is again. There's the shot. Gone in towards the goal. Paddy Cullen gets his hand to it and deflects it out around the upright. Johnny Hughes with his 50. And it's over the bar, and they're level again. Again, Paddy Riley, robbed by Jimmy Duggan. Referee says tripped, and there is a free for Dublin, dead straight in front of the goal. Referee tootling at a couple of the Dublin mentors to clear the field. As Jimmy sends it over, and the lead for Dublin again. Tony Hanaho. Tony trying to get up the field with it now, and he's tripped as he goes. Free to Dublin, 21-yard line, awkward angle, Jimmy Keaveney to kick. Alan Larkin is being attended to out the field. A shortish kick by Jimmy Keaveney to David Hickey, and David fists it over the bar for another point for Dublin. David Hickey, the scorer. Nice effort there is a short free by Jimmy Keaveney to David Hickey and over the bar, and now it is 11 points to 9. Dublin leading, David Hickey again. Jack Cosgrove doesn't hold this one, Jimmy Keaveney does. And Jimmy makes it 3 points. Michael Rooney on the ground, but I don't think the Dublin man was near enough for him to persuade the referee that it was a free. In under the ball there, Jack Cosgrove. His clearance blocked by Brian Mullins to Jimmy Keaveney. And it is over the bar. A lovely point by Jimmy Keaveney, the man who came back. 13 points to 9, Dublin leading by these 4 points. And David Hickey running to that one. This is Tony Hanaho near the end line. John McCarthy, Brian Mullins, and a point for Dublin by Brian Mullins. Well, the Jacks are back all right, and the way they're playing right now, the Galway backs are jacked. Kevin Heffernan down there telling them to stay back from the end line. Referee going down to tell them the same thing. Final whistle. I I'm sure not very far away. He's heading up, the referee is heading up towards the centre of the field. He's heading off the field. He's blown the whistle and the game is over.
It was a very emotional time for me. I think, I remember breaking down after the game, and Jimmy Keaveney's dad, Lord Reston, was the first man, and Paddy Cole, that great clarinetist, the two of them grabbed me out. I don't know how they got out on the field so quick, and Sean Doherty with his big hands nearly choked me. So, it was a very emotional time. I'll never forget it. It was probably the best memory I have.
As far as I'm concerned, the highlight of the 70s was 74. Okay, a lot of lads said, beating Kerry in 77, and 76 and 77. But I think we've been struggling for so long, and all of a sudden we've won an All-Ireland, which none of us expected. The older players in Clonmel we didn't expect to do.
I think 74, above all the other games, was outstanding because it was so fresh, so new, so unexpected. We started off and thought that winning of a Leinster Championship would be a major achievement. To win an All-Ireland turned out to be, so much cream on top of that.
For Dublin, it was a much different trip through Leinster in 75. Dairig and Boharompa, and that 14-point win over Kildare in the provincial final was the end result. This led to a semi-final meeting with Derry in August.
And it goes to Peter Stevenson, the whole Dublin team standing up there for a moment. This is Mickey Lynch. And Alan Larkin grabs hold of him there, but the referee waves on the play, gives the Derry man the advantage up to John O'Leary. And Brian Mullins has gone back to try to cover up. O'Leary in now in towards Tom. It's a goal! It's a goal, and a great goal! A great goal by Sean O'Connell. Sean O'Connell placing it beautifully. A pass that went into Tom McGuinness before we could get McGuinness out. The ball was set at the net by Derry, Sean O'Connell, and so after 22 minutes of play, Derry lead by 1 goal and 2 points to Dublin's 4. And this is putting it up to the champions. This is Brendan Kelly now. And John O'Leary gets the ball from the rebound, a shot, and it is a goal, a goal, a goal for Derry, deflected in there, I would say, by Sean Doherty. Between them it was John O'Leary who sent it into the net, but the ball was in a mix-up between Sean Doherty, the full-back, and Paddy Cullen in the goal, and Derry lead again. 2 goals and 2 points to Dublin, 6 points after 28 minutes of play. And the champs will have to put up their champion socks if they're going to do something about this. Nicely placed pass to Tom McGuinness. Tom McGuinness for Derry, going up. Brian Mullins intercepting. Anton O'Toole again. Placed out now to Tony Hanaho. Hanaho's shot half blocked down and nicely and very safely held there by Tom Quinn. Going out for the ball, Georgie Wilson. Full of heart, this little man. And Jimmy Keaveney grabbing the ball now and sending it high and sending it over the bar. And the sides are level again. Down to Bernard Brogan. Jimmy Keaveney and Tom Quinn. Keaveney up now to Anton O'Toole. Anton gone through. It's a goal! Anton O'Toole, the wandering Anton, who's here, there and everywhere, was at the right spot to take the pass from Jimmy Keaveney and crash that one home, leaving the score now. Dublin 1-9, Derry 2-2. Oh, way out to the left, and Paddy Riley, all alone. Not for long, but he's still alone. He's making sure that he's staying alone as he wanders in with that ball. David Hickey, lovely tip down there to Tony Hanaho. He's on the 21-yard line, the 14. Where's he going? In towards the goal. It's saved by John Summers. It's blocked out to Anthony McGurk, and Anthony clears it out along the far side of the field to Jerry McElhenney. Jerry going up the field with the now. Throw the hand once. There are loose men all round him. He's going it alone. He takes his shot, and what a shot, and what a point. The score now 1-9. That's 12 points for Dublin, 2-3, that's 9 points for Derry. And there are about 9 minutes gone in the second half. Brian Mullins coming away now for Dublin. Tony Hanaho, Bobby Doyle, still Bobby Doyle, and he has taken a shot that's deflected round the post, and poor Bobby. And here's Peter Stevenson starting a movement. Gets the ball back now to Tom McGuinness. His pass intercepted there by Teddy Riley, who's having a real Teddy Riley game. And what better could any man have? Anton O'Toole hooshed off the ball there. A bit of hooshing going on there as the ball comes out to Pat Gogarty. In now to Tony Hanaho. Tony Hanaho getting ready to take a shot. He takes it and he buries it. Dublin 2 goals and 10 points. Derry 2 goals and 3. Tony Hanaho was not being tempted into taking a shot when he wasn't just ready. He made very, very sure, and he stuck it in the back of the net to put Dublin into a 16-9 lead. The scorer, his only score so far, Tony Hanaho. About to take the kick. And away come Derry. Anthony McGood. Sean O'Connell and Sean Dory. Sean O'Connell flicking it out, but gone back to cover up for Dublin. Georgie Wilson, who got a knock there. The referee gave him the benefit of the whistle. Gay O'Driscoll up now to Tony Hanaho. Anton O'Toole, and it's a goal! Anton O'Toole, number 15. A pass from Tony Hanaho and sent over to Anton O'Toole for Anton's second goal of the game. Dublin now leading 3-12 to Derry's 2-7. Bobby Kelleher. Nicely intercepted by Jerry McIlhenny. Peter Stevenson. And here's a chance now for a goal. Brendan Kelly going through, a shot at a goal! A goal, a good goal! A good goal scored by Brendan Kelly. 3-12 to 3-8, and just over 3 minutes left in the game. If that goal had come 5 minutes ago, what a hectic finish we'd have. The game is over. The game is over. Dublin have won with the score 3-13 to 3 goals and 8 points. And
in the end, a 5-point win for Dublin. They did score 3 goals and 13 points, but looked far from comfortable at times. They would now face a young Kerry team under coach Mick O'Dwyer in the All-Ireland final. It was to be the first of many great encounters, but in 75, Dublin, though favourites, would fall to the kingdom.
We won an All-Ireland in 74, which we didn't really expect to win. But in winning it, I think the more senior players on the team, the fellas like Hanaho, Driscoll, Doherty, Paddy Cullen, myself, and that was our goal. We had done it. And maybe we felt that, okay, we've this young Kerry team coming up, and they're only crowd of young lads, and I think we went into the game very, very cocky. We were roaring hot favourites that year, and we were just caught. It's like any game. If you go in and you're caught for the first 15 or 20 minutes, it's very, very hard to get on top of the opposition after that, and I think it was totally overconfidence that beat us that day.
And possession there all right by John McCarthy. Back to Tony Hanaho. And it's Jimmy Geenahan for Kerry on his own 21. Alan Larkin fielding it despite the breezy condition of the ball. A fair shoulder, no doubt. Brian Mullins in possession. And the first score of the game, a point by Brian Mullins. Kevin Heffernan delighted with that one. Here it is again. Here he comes through with it. And over the bar, the first score of the game, a point for Dublin, and scored by Brian Mullins after less than 2 minutes of play. Tony O'Mahony with his usual good kick out. Mickey Sullivan. And the referee penalises Dublin for a foul on Mickey Sullivan as he kicked the ball, and this free will be taken by Mikey Sheehy from about 40 yards out. For Dublin there, the ball breaking loose on the wing. It's a goal! It's a goal by John Egan. A goal by John Egan. And there's the free being taken. ball coming down now. A ball dropped by Gay O'Driscoll. Across comes John Egan. Gets inside and takes his shot, right-footed shot there into the net, and Dublin were really at 6s and 7s in defence there as Kerry lead by 3 points to 1. And first time there, Pat McCarthy, and here's O.J. Moran going through. Mickey Sullivan is up and he's outside, up and he's left. He's decided to take a shot himself, but he sends it over. Dublin really up against it now by this Kerry team, who are picking off every chance that they can get. Pat Gogarty half getting the ball away there, kept in play by John McCarthy. And David Hickey fouled in possession. It could be a penalty. It could be a penalty. Referee having a chat with the umpire. He doesn't have this evidence to help him. Here it is now. He's coming in. And it looks as if it is a penalty. But no, the referee is hopping the ball because apparently somebody said something to him down there. And now there's a free in. The referee, for dissent, I think, decided that he was going to hop the ball. Free into Dublin, Jimmy Keaveney to take it. And Jimmy sends it over the bar to make it 1 goal and 3 points for Kerry, 2 points for Dublin. That looked to me as if the referee had decided on what he was going to do, and somebody, strangely enough, said something to him, and he decided to hop the ball as a punishment. Paddy Riley coming out with the ball. David Hickey. Threw up now to Tony Hanaho, the Dublin forward line beginning to work. Back now towards Pat Gogarty. David Hickey. John McCarthy. Back again to Pat Gogarty. And a point there by Pat Gogarty after a passing movement that was almost cut off but wasn't. Pat Gogarty, it was who eventually finished it, and there's the shot over the bar, and the score, Kerry 1 goal and 3 points, Dublin 3 points after 16 minutes of play. And here comes Kerry again, Mickey Sullivan going racing through, Alan Larkin's in front of him, he's got past Alan Larkin, Paddy Riley's after him, Georgie Wilson's after him, everybody's after him, he's well and truly looked after now. He's down, and it is another photo finish as to whether it's a free or a penalty. Here's how it happened. He's still going through, and he is eventually, he's tripped. He's fouled about 3 times there. Ger O'Driscoll is getting ready there on the right to come out. The game goes on with Brendan Lynch tapping over this point to make it now Kerry 7 points. That's 1 goal and 4 points for Kerry, 3 points for Dublin. Ger O'Driscoll on with Mickey Sullivan gone off. Chipped up, intended for Anton O'Toole, but it's Cody Lynch. It's Ger Driscoll, he's right through. Oh, it's wide. It's wide. Oh dear. And here it is again. Ger Driscoll getting position and possession, takes his shot, it goes off his boot, and it goes wide. Georgie Wilson. And Kerry defence in their lone glory, John O'Keefe. Sean Doherty fisting a ball out that goes right out to Pat McCarthy. There's a dangerous one. Nicely chipped up there by Mikey Sheehy and over the bar. Oh, a Mikey Sheehy chip up, reminiscent of the late Pawdy. The way he got that ball, see the way he tipped it up in running and then sent it over the bar to score his 4th point of the game, making the score now Kerry 1 goal and 9 points, Dublin 6 points. Spillane, John Egan. now as Ogie Moran comes racing in, right through to the centre, and John Egan has gone through again, but he's blocked. Great save by Paddy Cullen. Paddy Riley now at the ball. I wonder could that Paddy Cullen save inspire them to wake up a little bit. And here's Jimmy Keaveney with the free into the goal mouth. Held in his lone glory there by John O'Keefe. Out to Ger O'Keefe. Ger O'Keefe through the centre. Paddy are out now to Jimmy Keaveney. Anton O'Toole. Still Anton O'Toole. Bobby Doyle. Shot blocked down. Bobby Doyle in there again. Brian Mullins, and it's wide. They tried to shovel it through. Everybody pushed did everything, and it wind up with the ball going off Brian Mullins' left boot and wide. And here's Tony Lynch. Oh, John Egan! And it hit the crossbar. John Egan trying to get another shot at it. It's coming out by Paddy Cullen. I don't know how, but it's coming out. And here's the near miss there for Kerry. Georgie Wilson. Robbie Kelleher. Anton O'Toole. Jimmy Deenan has come out centre field for Kerry. And this is John O'Keefe. Jimmy Deenan. Coming out to grab the ball now is Mikey Sheehy. Out towards Ogie Moran. Ogie cutting through the centre. Alan Larkin is after him. John Egan with the ball now. In front of the goal now. And it's a goal. It's a goal. Ger O'Driscoll finishing it to the net. And that is that. Coming in. There it is. Deflected in. And a fine goal by Ger O'Driscoll. And Kerry now lead 2-11 to 9 points. Game is virtually over. John Egan now with the ball. Into Mikey Sheehy. Back to John Egan. John Egan into Brendan Lynch. His shot and a save by Paddy Cullen. Fine save. 2 good saves by Paddy today. And the game is over and Kerry are the champions. Kerry are the champions. They're worthy champions. There is no question whatever about it. And the Dubliners are the very first to congratulate them.
I don't think it's ever a shock to be beaten by Kerry. The only thing I was disappointed about was the early goal we gave away, which was quite unnecessary at the time and had a big bearing on the game. That would be the only complaint I would have about the performance on that day. I mean, Kerry were very good, and they proved it subsequently they were very good. And, you know, you win some, you lose some.
You know, looking back at the All-Ireland final, we definitely should have won the 75 final on the basis that I think we had the better team. But we were not the better team on the day, insofar as that Kerry had a very young, inexperienced team. They played a very mobile game. We possibly had taken for granted as a team that we were the better team and we were going to win. And, you know, we lost on the day and Kerry deserved to win.
You know, being beaten is always salutary and disappointing, but the real bitterness of being beaten only lasts 2 or 3 days at most, and the easiest way to get rid of it is to get together again and start enjoying things again and start getting back to normality so that you can build up from a positive base rather than a negative base for the upcoming challenge that's always around the corner.
The players immediately knew that they had blown it on the day, and they were determined that they were going to come back, and I don't think there was any interim period. I think the resolve was there. Obviously, Kevin, Donald and Lorcan were very disappointed with the performance also, and I don't think there was any problem motivating the team immediately subsequent to that game.
The idea had taken on law in 1976 dawned quickly. Dublin again won Leinster, and it was Galway in the All-Ireland semi-final. By now people were noting the changes on the Dublin team.
We needed some strengthening in the half-back line. We were particularly lucky that the 3 players that became available, Pat O'Neill, who had recovered from some illness, Kevin Moran came on the scene, and Tommy Drum came on the scene. And I don't think anybody, no matter how good one would be, could complain of having his place taken by any of that trio.
I remember I was very surprised. I was at college one day and a good friend of mine was Paddy Purcell, and he told me then that there was a rumour going around that I was going to be selected for the Dublin team to play against Kerry in a challenge game.
We noticed Kevin Moran's name initially in the papers as one of the scorers, regular scorers for Good Counsel, and we went to have a look at him more or less as a forward. And in looking at him playing, we decided he might very well be a half-back, and we took him into the panel as a possible half-back come forward, and he just was a natural for the centre half-back position.
I owe an awful lot to Kevin Heffernan, really. He was just a tremendous mentor, a tremendous motivator in that. And if he knew a player had ability or whatever, he allowed that player to express it then. And it was never in a situation where he kind of held back or kind of curbed anybody's natural instincts. And I think in many ways there was players on the team that he got an awful lot more out of them by giving them that freedom. And even now I still very much in touch with him, and very much I look up to him.
The ball goes to David Hickey. Tony Hanaho all alone for a moment, not any longer. Bernard Brogan, John McCarthy, and a point. A lovely piece of passing there, and a grand point by John McCarthy. John Tobin. Robbie Kelleher after him. Brian Mullins after him. Still John Tobin. Still John Tobin. A shot and a point. A nice point there by John Tobin. His second score of the game, and that makes the score with the rain coming down now at Croke Park. Dublin 5 points, Galway 3. Willie Joyce now being chased by two Dubliners, but getting his kick in. Joe McLaughlin. Declan Smith now. And his kick blocked down at the expense of a 50 there. The score is 6-5 in favour of Dublin. And the time, 12 minutes in the second half. Switches all round the place up here, but we'll try and follow them as we follow the ball, however. It's Kevin Clancy to Declan Smith. Smith cutting in now for Galway. His way blocked there by Kevin Moran. Kevin indulging in a pass in front of the goal or thereabouts, but it's Anton O'Toole who picks it up. No drawback. Willie Joyce out to Kevin Clancy. And Paddy Cullen in the goal. A good save there by Paddy Cullen. Out to the waiting Pat O'Neill. Bernard Brogan. The ball knocked away, but he recovers. Johnny Hughes after him now. Brian Mullins with the ball. And a lovely piece of play there by Galway as Seamus McHugh breaks away with the ball. Gets it to Willie Joyce in the centre. Right through the centre. Down now, Gay O'Driscoll. Robbie Kelleher. Liam Salmon coming in. Brian Mullins. Out to the wing now to Bobby Doyle. Or not to Bobby Doyle, to Bernard Brogan. Brogan to Keaveney. A goal! A goal for Keaveney! A passing movement there with Bernard Brogan getting the ball into Jimmy Keaveney, and Jimmy sending it into the net.
That victory over Galway, won 8 to 8 points, set up the match everybody wanted to see. A replay of the 75 final, Dublin versus Kerry, and Páirc Uí Chrócaigh once more.
If my memory serves me correctly, there was a lot of tension that day. There was always a lot of tension on both sides, and I always divided players into various categories, let's say yawners and talkers and non-talkers. There's a few more categories which I won't go into, but by the time they got to the field, everybody knew there was very little talk, and it seemed all activity at that point, and there was a lot of tension, but a lot of honest endeavour, and it was a showdown, and everybody that took the field knew it was a showdown. Everybody's reputation was at stake.
Bernard Brogan, Brian Mullins. Beating out to the wing towards John McCarthy. out amazingly. Bernard Brogan. Morgan had a shot that's gone wide. And in all that
I always think it was a terrible tragedy that he didn't actually put the ball in the net, because it would have been one of the greatest goals, I think, of all time. But it was an electrifying run, and it showed that he was not going to be given totally to defensive play. He was prepared to attack Kerry right from the start, and I think that message was taken by all the players, and that is the way they played on that particular day.
Tony O'Shea. This is Pat O'Neill for Dublin. David Hickey. Jimmy Beasley. Oh, lovely pass into Tony Hanaho. And the first goal of the game, a point by Tony Hanaho for Dublin. Brian Mullins, a short one to Bobby Doyle. To Brian Mullins. And a shot by Brian, and it's over the bar. Another point for Dublin. Dublin picking out the scores from out the field. Brian Mullins the scorer. Over towards brother Brendan. Brendan taps it down, and it's Pat McCarthy now. Up to Brendan Lynch. A lovely shot by Brendan. Oh, a delightful point by Brendan Lynch from a very, very awkward angle as we see it again. And just see what a lovely point it was. There he is in possession, turns round, and just see the angle. Well, whether you're in New York or wherever you are, I hope you're getting the excitement of it. It's 3 points apiece. And Kerry settling down now after being very much out of the game in the early stages. But here come Dublin again. Tony Hanaho, Anton O'Toole, being chased by Ger Power. Out on the far side, Bernard Brogan gone up for it. And the point, almost at the end line, a lovely, easy point. It looked ridiculously easy, but it was anything but easy when you have a look at the top line there. See how near he was to the end line, and sends it over. Dublin 4, Kerry 3. Oh, Robbie, oh, Robbie, oh, Robbie. Straight out over the sideline. Line ball for Kerry, and Brendan Lynch is going to take it. You know what? I've seen Brendan Lynch, and so have you, send them over from here. But whether he's going to try this or not, I don't know. No, he's just satisfied to get it into the right parish. And the parish is the hands of Pat Spillane. And it's over the bar. Another point for Kerry. There it is again. Pat Spillane going for it. Look how he fielded that ball. And then fisting it over. And all Paddy Cullen or anybody else could do is look at it go over. Tony Hanaho switching the Dublin team. We'll tell you about it in a moment. Anton O'Toole, Ger Power after him. That's Tommy Drum who got it up there. David Hickey, Bobby Doyle, David Hickey. Still David Hickey on the 14-yard line across the front of the goal. It's a goal! Waiting for it was John McCarthy, and he palmed it into the net, and Dublin lead after 15 minutes with the score 1 goal and 4 points to Kerry's 4 points. Centre field again, Ogie Moran way up the field, and Brendan Lynch going out for it. Brendan takes his shot, and it's saved by Paddy Cullen. Whether it was going to drop to the goal or go over the bar, who knows? It was saved anyway. And the second half is on, with Dublin leading 1-5 to 5 points, and Bernard Brogan breaking away with the ball. Anton O'Toole coming very quickly. Pat McCarthy getting it away. This is Paudie Lynch. And this is Kevin. Now very quickly recovered, and nicely recovered by him. And all alone, Bernard Brogan. Nicely got there by Tim Kennedy under pressure. Three Dublin men standing waiting for that one, and it was Bernard Brogan to David Hickey to Brian Mullins. Out comes Jimmy Deenahan. John McCarthy. And the referee has blown his whistle, and it is a penalty for Dublin. A penalty for Dublin, and here it is. There's John McCarthy in possession. And there is the foul on him, and there is a penalty to be taken by Jimmy Keaveney. Here's Jimmy now. It's a goal! Dublin now lead with this goal. 2 goals and 5 points to 5 points. Tony Hanaho, who has discarded the bandage. Brian Mullins robbed in the centre of the field by Pat Spillane. John Egan. Into the centre now to Mikey Sheehy. Mikey going for it. He's got it. He's on the 21-yard line. And the ball's gone up and it's gone wide. Paddy Cullen came out and upset the in-moving Kerryman. Here it is now. There's Mikey Sheehy going through. Paddy Cullen decides he will go. He gets his foot to the ball, and how lucky he was for Dublin that he did intercept that almost certain goal. And it's still 2-5 to 5 points in favour of Dublin. 30 minutes left in the game. Tony Hanaho playing the captain's part for Dublin, surely. Joe Power. Tommy Drum. Jimmy Deenahan and the wandering Bobby Doyle. Deenahan now to Sean Walsh. Kevin Moran. This is going to be a battle of stamina, and the man who's got the ball on the run now is Tony Hanaho. Knocked down by Tim Kennelly. John O'Keefe. Power fouled in the back there by the incoming Brian Mullins, but the referee has allowed play go on. He didn't blow his whistle. He waved on the play, gave Kerry the advantage, and taking advantage of the advantage is John Egan. Ogie Moran, a shot and another point, and now there are only 2 points between them. Here's the play, back in action now. Sean Walsh getting the ball upfield. Mickey O'Sullivan not getting to it as fast as the Dubliners. Brian Mullins run into there by Sean Walsh, and I'm just wondering just who is going to last the pace the better. This is David Hickey, and that is a point by David Hickey from out on the far side of the pitch to make the score now 12 points to 9. That's David's first point of the game, and indeed his 6th of the championship. And the score now is 2-6 to 9 points. Charlie Madigan, and Kerry not wasting any time about kicks out. Intended pass that doesn't quite go to Pat Spillane, but it does go to Gerald Driscoll. Cody O'Shea right through the centre. 3 Dublin men for every Kerry man, and that's the way it was a year ago, only the jerseys were the other way around. Gay O'Driscoll with the ball to Fran Ryder. Joe Power intercepting there. Coming out with Mikey Sheehy, who hasn't really got settling at all today. Gay O'Driscoll beating him, but he in turn beating Gay, and the referee penalises the Kerry man for a bit of holding there. 3 to Dublin. The red glove Kevin Moran to take it. Member of the under-21 team to another member of the under-21 team, Tommy Drum. To Anton O'Toole. Ger Power tries to save him, but Anton goes through him. This is Brian Mullins, and it's another goal! Another goal for Dublin! Brian Mullins, the scorer! And here's Anton O'Toole. Up to Brian Mullins, just on the verge of the parallelogram, and into the net, and it's a goal. 15 points to 9, and there's happiness now in the hill. Because up to that goal, well, things could go anyway. In fact, they still could. but it's certainly making that road all the longer for the Kerry men. We're coming up to the final whistle, and Dublin are All-Ireland champions of 1976. And they fully merited the victory, and look at that for excitement on the hill. 3 goals and 8 points for Dublin, 10 points for Kerry, and the Jacks are well and truly back.
I can remember sitting in the dressing room afterwards and turning to Brian Mullins and saying to him, that's it, it's all done now. What more can you ever play for? There can never be a greater occasion than this. This is the 76 All-Ireland final, and I often thought then, thinking, well, what else can be done now, you know? And just that, the game that was in it as well, the great feeling of beating Kerry after being beaten the year before. And there was that sense of, that's how highly I looked upon it, thinking to myself, well, that's it, I've climbed, I'm at the pinnacle now, I'm at the top, there's no further I can go.
Losing in All-Ireland to Kerry, and knowing that any time I visited Kerry, it seemed to be the only All-Ireland that had ever been played, I was always anxious that we would repay it in some way, and for that reason it was very special. Also, I think the camaraderie and the friendship between Dublin and Kerry fellas has been an enduring thing and has been a warm thing over many, many years. And I think that made us, you know, all the sweeter to win and all the harder to lose to them.
Revenge for Skibbereen, said the song of old. Revenge for Dublin, said a great game of football. But then came a bombshell. Kevin Heffernan, the man who had spearheaded the Dubs revival, witnessed one burial and now a resurrection, announced his intention to resign.
He announced it officially. I think we were called to a meeting in the Gresham Hotel, if my memory serves me correctly, and he announced that he was retiring for private reasons. Some people were upset by it, others found it hard to take, and the best of them were just bemused by the whole thing and wandered away.
Well, I didn't see it as a lifetime's job to be there, and I just felt that both I and the team would benefit from a rest from one another for a wee while.
I had no great ambitions to be manager of any football team, but I said yes, I would do it as captain. We had a very tightly knit group at that stage, and there was commitment from everybody, and I particularly felt a lot of commitment because as a captain and player I demanded the same amount of commitment from other people, and we had no lacking of commitment at that time. I mean, it was a nice job, but it was a difficult job, and well, it worked out well in the end.
A new year once more, and this time a new man, Tony Haniho at the helm. Another win over Meath in the Leinster final, and right away yet another meeting with Kerry, but this time in an All-Ireland semi-final. This is the game that will never die. Was it the greatest game of football ever played?
You see, that's from a spectator's point of view. When you're involved in it's like being involved in a boxing match. You don't have much time to stand up and look around to see how things are going. All I remember, it was a very, very competitive game, and it seemed all action from the start. If there was any game where you didn't notice the time passing, that was it. And suddenly then there was the crescendo at the end, and there was only going to be one winner. Whether it was us or them, you really couldn't say, because it was very, very tight all the game.
Mikey Sheehy to take it. Oh, a short one, an intended pass out there to Jack O'Shea, very quickly intercepted there by David Hickey. This is Anton O'Toole. Gerald Keefe slipping there, quickly taken by Bobby Doyle into Jimmy Keaveney. A shot and it's wide. Oh, Jimmy, oh, Jimmy, oh, Jimmy. Well, Kerry had a chance of a point. They didn't take the free straight over the bar. They tried a fiddling arrangement. Then Dublin broke away, and Jimmy looked as if he must score, but Jimmy didn't. Ogie Moran. Anton O'Toole after him. Still Ogie Moran in possession. Cody Lynch with Brian Mullins trying to get after him, but Brian going the wrong way. This is Ger Power for Kerry. Tommy Drum trying to stop him, but can't. That's Cody Lynch. Brian Mullins after him. Mikey Sheehy. First score of the game, a point. Out towards Pat O'Neill. Pat not in possession. Joe Power timing the ball very well. Mikey Sheehy and Gail Driscoll. Sheehy in possession. Up to now, Kerry racing away from Dublin. Robbie Kelleher. Tommy Drum. And Kerry men everywhere. This one's Ogie Moran. This one's Jack O'Shea. Sean Welch moving out to the left now and taking Sean Doherty with him. Referee penalises Dublin for bringing Sean Walsh down. Gail Driscoll questioning the decision. Mikey Sheehy to take it. As you can see, almost in front of the goal. Slightly to the left of it. And it's over the bar. Another point for Kerry. Another point for Mikey Sheehy, who has scored both the Kerry points. After 6 minutes of play, it's Kerry 2 points, Dublin no score. Right down the middle. Twisted out to this side, got by Tommy Drum. Jimmy Keaveney and John O'Keefe. The ball breaking to Anton O'Toole. Anton O'Toole with it now for Dublin. Getting it inside to Tony Hanaho. Still Tony Hanaho. Hanaho's shot and it's the point. Momentarily there by Jack O'Shea, but that's Fran Ryder trying to get it past 4 Kerry men. This is Ger Power, the ever-energetic Ger Power. Kevin Moran blocking his way. Tommy Drum. Brian Mullins. Kevin Moran. Now Dublin settling down a good deal better. And here comes the defending Kevin Moran in one of his sallies into attack. Up it goes to Tony Hanaho, and he tries to, I don't know what he tried to do, fisted hurling style into the net, but he missed, and the ball is come out now, and it's Kerry coming away. Paudie Lynch, Pat Spillane. Racing up the far wing is John Egan, all alone, and he's going to get it. He's got it, he's all alone, and now he's no longer alone as he tries to burst his way through, takes his shot, and scores his point. Bobby Doyle is out centre half forward and Joe O'Keefe has gone after him. Nice bit of fielding in the centre of the field by Brian Mullins. Up now towards Hanaho. He gets it down now towards Anton O'Toole. Anton's shot is high, it's good, and it's the point. Paudie Lynch getting the better of the fisting down efforts there, and the referee awarding a free to Kerry. Mikey Sheehy, is he going to try another short one or going to have a go at a point? And the way he's running back, it looks as if it's going to be an effort at a point. And Sean Walsh has it, it's a goal! A goal for Kerry! A free from Mikey Sheehy into Sean Walsh, and Sean Walsh crashing it into the net, giving nobody a chance of saving it. Kerry 1-4, Dublin 3 points after 23 minutes of play in the first half. Kevin Moran to take it, the crowd trying to rise the Dublin team. Anton O'Toole, very near the sideline but keeping it in play. Oh, a lovely point, a lovely curling point there by Anton O'Toole. Going up along the wing there, thinking for the moment that he might pass the ball in and try and start a movement, but not doing so, and sending the ball over the bar. Fran Ryder's gone off the Dublin team and has been replaced by Bernard Brogan. About 2 minutes left in this first half. Nice bit of feeder by Anton O'Toole. And as Brian Mullins gets the ball there, the referee awards a free to Dublin for holding one of the Dublin players. David Hickey now. Or John McCarthy it is in fact. Oh no, David Hickey it was, and the referee has awarded a free to Dublin there. And Dave looked to me as if he was on his way down before there was a Kerry man near him, but there we are. Jimmy Keaveney. 9-5 in favour of Kerry. Robbie Kelleher covering off again to Anton O'Toole. A little bit of the God directed about that pass of Anton's, but Tommy Drum gets it. This is Brian Mullins coming to it now. Tony Hanahoe might hold on to it. It comes back to Anton O'Toole. It's high and it narrows the gap still further. Those last 2 points just before the interval could be very important for Dublin. The score, Kerry 1 goal and 6 points. Dublin 6 points. Anton having scored 3 points for Dublin. And that's Kevin Moran breaking away for Dublin, just as he did in the All-Ireland final at the start last year. He's in front of the goal. He takes his shot, a hopping ball in that goes to Paddy Mahoney, and Paddy fields it delightfully and clears it outfield when it comes to Tommy Drum. Brian Mullins. Tom Doyle is down there. Brian Mullins' pass goes astray. Eventually gets back to him, but now it goes to John McCarthy. Brian Mullins. Jimmy Keavy trying to get it up there, but Ogie Moran gets it. Whether it was Jimmy or John O'Keefe, I wouldn't be sure, but Ogie got it. This is Gail Driscoll gone back 50 yards from his own goal. Tommy Drum. Bobby Doyle. Tommy Drum. John McCarthy getting his fist in across the front of Tony Hanahoe. It must be, it is, it's a goal! John McCarthy the scorer. The sides are level, a goal and 6 to a goal and 6. A passing movement that Tony Hanahoe looked as if he must score. The ball bobbles about and eventually it was John McCarthy who crashed it into the net. 1-6 to 1-6 after 2 minutes of the second half. Doing a little solo all on his own. Bobby Doyle and Ger O'Keefe. What a great game Ger O'Keefe is having. Oh, a lovely point there by Ger O'Keefe, moving up to within 40 yards of the Dublin goal and sending the ball over for a point. Paddy Cullen now. Pat Spillane. For Dublin. Anton O'Toole for Dublin. Bernard Brogan. Nicely robbed there. Jimmy Deenahan going over to help the clearance. And out over the sideline, about 60 yards out from the Kerry goal. Jimmy Keavy across the goal mouth. John McCarthy trying to get through. A shot, and it is... No, the referee has blown his whistle and has awarded a free to Dublin. Jimmy Keavy placing it on the 21, slightly to the right of the goal. Is this the equaliser once again? Here it comes. Yes, it is. And oh, how closely these two teams are matched. Paddy Mahoney. Jack O'Shea, who's moved up into the attack now. Tommy Doyle with it now. Into, an intended pass to Sean Welch, intercepted there. And the referee has gone up and has awarded a free on the 14-yard line. This is Mikey Sheehy, and this, I'm sure, is the lead for Kerry again. It is a point by Mikey Sheehy now, his 6th of the game. 29 minutes of this left. Hallelujah. Bernard Brogan. Pat Spillane. And Jimmy Deenahan, a lovely clearance outfield. It's got by Mikey Sheehy. Ball deflected out now to the oncoming Jack O'Shea. Jack now out to Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh in front of the goal. He passed them, but there's nobody there. There was nobody there to put the finishing touches to it. Kevin Moran got it out, and back come Kerry again. Tony O'Shea. And the referee awards a free against Brian Mullins. Does this stretch the Kerry lead to a second point? No, it doesn't. Paddy Cullen grabbing it well. Two Kerry men for one. The one Dublin man was Bobby Doyle. He gets it to Kevin Moran. And here goes the attacking defender again. Up now to Bernard Brogan. And a lovely interception by Ogie Moran. Ogie under pressure. The ball knocked away from him. Jimmy Keaveney with the ball now. He's trying to get room to take a shot. It's across in front of the goal. It's saved in there by Tim Kennedy. And Kennedy's clearance into the centre of the field comes to Brian Mullins. David Hickey missing the ball there. Pat Spillane is back to help a beleaguered defence. Bobby Doyle. Bernard Brogan. Brogan's shot is wide, and the score remains Kerry 1-8, Dublin 1-7. Our Anton O'Toole. Tim Kennelly's clearance. Kevin Moran. Robbie Kelleher, maybe a left full back, but he's 40 yards out from the Kerry goal. Feeded out there by John O'Keefe, having a great game. This is Pat Spillane breaking now. Still Pat Spillane. The forwards running on inside him. Out now to Sean Walsh. Sean's kick is good, it's over the bar. 2 points between them now, and 13 minutes gone in the second half. Out towards the left here. John O'Keefe, Ger O'Keefe. What a firm that is today. Dale Driscoll gone back to cover off. Bobby Doyle, Brian Mullins. The play goes on. Jimmy Keaveney trying to get it up. Jimmy Keenan trying to see that he doesn't. Bernard Brogan. Bobby Doyle. Out to Tommy Drum. Into Anton O'Toole. Anton's shot is over the bar, and it's a point, and now there's only 1 point between them. 15 minutes left in the game. Bobby Doyle gone over to take this line ball, which he sends right into the goal mouth. Up they go for it. It's missed, and it's over the bar! It's over the bar! I think it was David Hickey that got his fist to it, and the sides are level at a goal and 9 points each. Sean Doherty. And one boys run. That's what it is now, and the one who gets there first was Tony Hanaho. The man who got his boot to it was Tim Kennelly, a line ball for Dublin. Bobby Doyle. And the ball down in front of the goal. This is Hanaho. And that is the lead for Dublin for the first time in the game. Sean Walsh still. And it's over the bar and they're level again. Oh, what a game. Sean Walsh again. 110 to 110. Bobby Doyle to take it. John O'Keefe. Lifted up by Cody Lynch, and this is Bobby Kelleher. This is Bobby Doyle. points each. Jack O'Shea, Pat Spillane. Still Pat Spillane. He's gone right through now. Mikey Sheehy and Kerry lead again. And here come Dublin again. Tommy Drum to David Hickey. And just one toe to hand too much that Ogie Moran took advantage of. Paddy Lynch, Sean Walsh, Tom Doyle, John Egan. And it's another point for Kerry. John Egan the scorer. 10 minutes left in the game. Taken by Brian Mullins. Anton O'Toole. And Tony Hanaho has it now. In front of the goal. It's a goal! What a wonderful goal by David Hickey. And Dublin lead again. 6 minutes left in the game. Dublin 2-11, Kerry 1-13, 17 points to 16. Tommy Drum now for Dublin. Bernard Brogan all alone momentarily, but John O'Keefe it is. What a great game he's having today. Tommy Drum, the ball knocked away from him there. And the referee awards a free to Kerry from 60 yards out from the Dublin goal. John Egan is loose, away over on the far side of the field, screaming for the ball. Paddy Cullen screaming for somebody to watch him. And Gale Driscoll has gone to do it. Ogie Moran with his shot in towards the goal. Oh, what a save by Sean Doherty. Bobby Doyle, the tension and anxiety of the whole lot of them. This is David Hickey coming away now. This is Tony Hanaho. In now to Bernard Brogan. He's in front of the goal. He can't miss. He has it. Bernard Brogan drilling for oil. He drilled for a goal there and drilled right into the back of the net. Bernard Brogan the scorer, and Dublin lead by 4 points, 3-11 to 1-13, with about 3 minutes left in the game. That's Brian Mullins. And Gale Driscoll. Pat Gogarty trying to get it back, and it goes back now to Tony Hanaho. Hanaho's shot is over the bar, and another point for Dublin. What a resurrection for this Dublin team that seemed so out of it for so long, but are so much in command at this vital and closing stage of the game. This is Bernard Brogan. John O'Keefe. And there's the final whistle, and Dublin have qualified for the All-Ireland final of 1977. And the true sportsmen of Kerry, the first to put their arms around them to congratulate them for this amazing victory. And amazing.
It was a great finish for us, and I don't apologise for saying that. I can say my sympathy is with Kerry. I'd hate to have lost that game. And we would consider ourselves just fortunate to be in the winners' enclosure.
Sitting in the dressing room even after the game, there was that sense of, I can't believe it, like we had 76 now, I thought we couldn't go any forward, and yet here was a game that even outdone the 76 All-Ireland final, you know, because of the classic that was in it in the 77 game. It's funny, I've videos of games and everything like that at home. I've got, naturally enough, the FA Cup finals and the All-Ireland games and all that. And above all the games, I'd say I've watched that game more and more and more and more. And I still now would derive more satisfaction almost from watching that game And even watching it now, you know every move in that, and yet you still wonder, have you won the game right up until the last minute?
After a semi-final of such brilliance, the final of 77 could only be an anti-climax. A spirited Armagh side played well, but they were playing a team for whom Dublin's Jimmy Keaveney could not miss.
It wasn't a game I enjoyed, because like from the word go, I don't think we were in any danger of losing that match. And you didn't get the same buzz even after the game. Like, we beat Kerry in the semi-final, or even we were over the moon. We bit flat after that match, and it was a total anti-climax, that game.
Spray and Brian Mullins gets it. Tom McCree's getting back to it. You can see the damage that the rain has done. These players skidding all over the place. Jimmy Keaveney, a goal! Oh, what a goal!
It's funny afterwards, like Kevin Morden remembers that goal, and he said, when he went off to England, he saw these played against these Brazilians on the continent. The first time he ever saw anybody using banana shot, he claims, was myself. In actual fact, that day I was going for a point, and the ball dropped in over Brian McAlinda's head. I wasn't going for a goal that day at all.
Nice bit of fielding there in the centre of the field by Colin McKinstry. Gone up the wing now. Noel Marley, still Noel Marley, into the centre. And the referee is blown his whistle, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty. A penalty for Armagh. There's the whistle. And here comes Paddy. A goal! Put together, could have saved it. Brian McAlinda. Joey Donnelly for Armagh. This is Tommy Drum. This is Bernard Brogan. And that's Bobby Doyle. Still Bobby Doyle. And that's a goal by Bobby Doyle. Dublin forward line gets moving, it makes it look so very, very easy. Bobby taking that pass from Bernard Brogan, and here he is again now. Bobby Doyle sidestepping his man and then crashing the ball into the top left-hand corner of the net, much the same as Jimmy Keaveney did earlier. Kevin Moran, who started in one of his offensive exploits a moment ago and didn't quite get room to go all the way through with it. Jimmy Keaveney in possession, but pushed in the back. Jimmy is going to have a go at it. He's already scored a goal and 2 points in the game. And here it comes to Anton O'Toole, John McCarthy, and it's another goal. It's another goal. John McCarthy, the scorer. In fact, it's a free out. The referee penalising the Dublin man for a trip on Dennis Stevenson. Kick out to the centre of the field. This is David Hickey. Armagh throwing everything into it now. Bobby Doyle, Jimmy Smith. Bobby Doyle for Dublin. David Hickey for Dublin. Out along the wing. The Dubliner everywhere. This time it's Bernard Brogan. And now it's Brian Mullins. And now it's Jimmy Keaveney. And another goal! Another goal for Jimmy Keaveney. Smashing that one home. 2 goals and 3 points he scored. He's within 2 points of an all-time record. Here it is. Brian Mullins out to Jimmy Keaveney. And the man who leaves Jimmy Keaveney that loose, well, he has to pay the penalty. But of course, Dublin have had 4 goals and 6 points, and Armagh have had 1 goal and 3. Here's Bernard Brogan, tripped as he's going through by Colin McKinstry, and there is a free in for Dublin. Jimmy Keaveney to take it as Jimmy walks up, and Jimmy sends it over the bar for another point for Dublin, making the score now. Dublin, the very clear leaders, with 4 goals and 7 points to Armagh's 1 goal and 3. Even the deflections going Dublin's way now. Pat O'Neill up to David Hickey. Out to Bobby Doyle. He's probably more conspicuous today than in any game for ages and ages. And Tony Hanaho, a quick pass there for John McCarthy, but nicely intercepted by Paddy Moriarty. This is Tommy Drum. Anton O'Toole. We'll have Meadowlark Lemon in here in a minute. There's Brian Mullins with the ball. But the referee awards a free about 35 yards out. And Jimmy Keevely has now equalled the all-time record for an individual score in an All-Ireland final, scoring his second goal and 5th point there. And Brian Mullins, what a wonderful fielder he is. And away they come, and that was Gay O'Driscoll. Jim McCare's driving belt there, going to Anton O'Toole. Still Anton, and another shot comes out there off Tom McCreesh and is cleared down. This is Colin McKinstry. Peter Loughran and Sean Doherty going for it together. Up onto the shadows there. Line ball for Dublin. Gay O'Driscoll going back to take it. Up along this wing. Kept in play by Tommy Drum. This is Brian Mullins again. Anton O'Toole is inside him. Tony Hanaho is inside him. Crashed into there by Jim McCare. Ball got now by Joey Donnelly. Armagh making the substitution now. This is Larry Kearns. Jimmy Smith. Out to Joe Kernan. Joe on the 14-yard line, a shot, and it's a goal! A goal by Joe Kernan as he worked his way through there. Crashed into the goal. 2 goals and 3 points, and here it is again. There goes Joe, right through. There's his shot to the left corner, and it is a goal. Nice bit of feeding there in the centre of the field by Bernard Brogan. Referee gave him the advantage, which they're turning into account now. Tony Hanaho and Paddy Moriarty. Moriarty upfield now. And certainly Armagh are battling very well now. Peter Traynor with the ball, getting inside his man there. And this is Jimmy Smith. This is Joe Kernan. He's on the 21. He's trying to repeat the performance of a moment ago. Jimmy Smith out to the corner now. He's trying to, Peter Loughran trying to get through there. But it's a tough wall down there as Tommy Drum proved. This is Dingle Daly. This is Colin McKinstry. In now to Jimmy Smith. Across to Joe Kernan. And it's another goal! Another goal by Joe Kernan. And look at that crowd! The score now. 4 goals and 9 points to 3 goals and 3. And here it is again. Colin McKinstry getting it over there. In comes another pass. And the shot to the net, and it is another goal for Armagh. Joe Kernan. Still Joe. A tentative lobbing one there. Nicely got out by Paddy. Robbie Kelleher. Brian Mullins, and away comes Dublin again. Up to Bobby Doyle. Bobby Doyle in now towards the free-moving, fast-acting, ready to blast for a goal, John McCarthy. He doesn't blast for a goal, he blasts for a point, and he must have made altitude with it. Oh, a bad kick out there. And Jimmy Keevely, oh, what a lovely point by Jimmy. On the run. Certainly Jimmy having a wonderful game, and now he has taken the lead in the championship. No man in an All-Ireland final in history has ever scored more than Jimmy Keevely, who has now scored 2 goals and 6 points. And the ball gone running through to John McCarthy. David Hickey, Anton O'Toole, Bobby Doyle, and it's another goal! Another goal, Bobby Doyle, the scorer, and that's his second goal of the game. As I said before, Oh, when those Dublin forwards get moving, they make it look so easy. Look at this for a passing movement. Anthony O'Toole, Bobby coming into the centre, and Brian had no chance whatever in the goal. And Paddy Cullen joined it. There's plenty of life in Paddy going up for that one. But he's forgotten something. Peter Loughran's got it now. Free in. And it's going to be another penalty. And I wonder how many minds are going back now to 1953 when Bill McCurry got a penalty for them, when they were far better placed to challenge Kerry than indeed they are at this moment to challenge Dublin. Well, Paddy, the two Paddies. Number 6, that's the man to watch. And a great save by Paddy Cullen. A great save by Paddy Cullen. And what a crowning moment for this All-Ireland final for this goalkeeper who has done so much for them. There's the shot, and there is the save. It's not that the penalty was missed or anything like that. The penalty was saved. That was an intended one to Bobby Doyle. Referee calling for the ball, and the game is over. And Dublin are All-Ireland champions of 1977. And Jimmy Keaveney, the man who has made his own personal record, putting his arm around Paddy Moriarty, whose fault it was not that Armagh were beaten today. Jimmy Keaveney, with the total of 2 goals and 6 points, has set a new personal record in an All-Ireland final.
Dublin had now won the All-Ireland for the 20th time, and dreams of the 21st were taking shape early in 78. They strolled through Leinster and downward the semi-final opponents. Kevin Heffernan was back as manager once more.
That is about 50 metres out from the down goal. Jimmy Keaveney up for this one. Gets inside Mark Curley, takes his shot and sends it over. No, yes it is, it's over the bar. His second point of the game. Very nice bit of fielding there by Jimmy Keaveney. Here's the ball going in. Jimmy going up, a lovely bit of fielding there. And then watch the dummy. Tommy Drum to take the kick. David Hickey. John McCarthy. McCarthy out to the wing, and Keaveney at the goal! And look at the determination in his face and the joy on the hill. David Hickey, the architect. Look at that lovely place pass. Jimmy Keaveney getting in between 2 down men, and Jimmy clashing into the back of the net. 1 goal and 3 points to 4 points in favour of Dublin after 21 minutes of play. Quickly taken and goes to Gay O'Driscoll, to the ever-roving Bobby Doyle, to Brian Mullins, to Tony Hanaho. Tony Hanaho and Brendan Toner tussling for it. Still Tony Hanaho. And a shot blocked down. In now John McCarthy, and it's a point. A point there, John McCarthy, who up to today was Dublin's leading scorer in the championship, getting that point, working his way through. Kevin Moran going in one of his attacking missions now, going right through. He's being chased by Mickey Cunningham. He's on the 21. He tried for the goal there, but it was well blocked. Tony Hanaho to Bernard Brogan, and Brogan sends it over the bar for another point for Dublin, and Dublin are really moving now, his second point of the game. David Hickey, Pat O'Neill, left-footed curler, and there is a goal or a penalty. It's either one or the other. Bobby Doyle, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. The referee has decided no goal. It's a penalty as Bobby Doyle went through, was fouled. Here he is going through, and you'll see him being tripped without any doubt whatsoever and pushed. He recovers the ball and fists it or palms it into the net, but there is a penalty. Here comes Jimmy. Great save by Martin McCabe. Great save. And here is the penalty. He tried to place it rather than blast it, and it was deflected out. Bobby Doyle into the waiting Gay O'Driscoll. This is the right full back for Dublin now. He's going to have a go for a goal himself. What the heck with it, says Gay. I'll take a point. A point by Gay O'Driscoll, who now joins Robbie Callagher as a member of the back line, the full back line for Dublin, to have scored in these championships. This is Peter Rooney, this is Joe Byrne. Joe burrowing his way through, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Paddy looking a little bit worried. Joe Byrne standing back. Willie Walsh is just behind him. Just who's going to take it? Joe Byrne coming up now. Here's the kick. It's hit the post, it's come back, it's gone in towards the goal and deflected round the upright by Paddy Cullen, and it is, look at Paddy smile now. Well, that crossbar must be Dublin made. There's the shot, it hit the crossbar, the ball came down, out to the forwards. Willie Walsh tried to get a fisted effort into it, and Paddy deflected it around the upright, and it is a 45. Quickly taken.
An 11-point win for Dublin and entry to their 5th consecutive final. Kerry again, another showdown, and as in 75, Dublin firm favourites.
Dublin were unfortunately made favourites by the media in 78, something that I was very worried about. It looked like we had a good chance of winning, but there again, that's sport again. The 78 more or less eclipsed the 77, and this was Kerry's turn. They got the breaks this time. We laboured after certain incidents, and Kerry went on to win.
Ball fisted down by Bernard Brogan, who got a knock on the back as he fell there. Ball from Bobby Doyle. Jimmy Keaveney. Jimmy pretends to go one, goes the other, takes his shot, and there's the first score of the game. Charlie Nadigan. Brian Mullins fielding high in the air there. This is Bobby Doyle, a roving Bobby Doyle. And the referee blows up there and awards a free to Dublin for holding. And it's over the bar, another point for Keaveney. And Dublin lead by 2 points to no score after 3 minutes of play. Charlie Nadigan now. And a very clever piece of anticipation there by Jack O'Shea. A hopping ball that's going hopping in. Out comes Paddy Cullen. And Paddy tackled. And he retaliated too. There's no doubt that he was tackled, and there was no doubt that he retaliated towards Ger Power. O'Gee, the captain of this Kerry team, former colleges star, minor star, under-21 star, and a real gentleman. He takes this ball right into the goal mouth. Fielded in there by Kevin Moran. Moran coming slowly out, and then a pass to Anton O'Toole, and Anton can't quite get to it. And there are danger signals in the Dublin half-back line. Hamstring, Kevin Moran hopping a little bit there. And Tony Hanaho getting the ball again. Up now where John O'Keefe has it for Kerry. John out to this side of the field, but intercepted by Brian Mullins. And Mullins pushed in the back by Sean Walsh. This free for Dublin, dead straight in front of the goal. Dublin leading 4 points to 1. It's just outside the 20-metre line. And he sends it over the bar for another point for Dublin. 5 points scored by Jimmy Keaveney, and that's the Dublin tally. And a few loose Kerry men around the place now, but Owen Liston, unfortunately for them, has gone down injured. The ball going up from Pat Spillane, and it goes to Kevin Moran. And Kevin not striding out as he takes the kick, but he does take the kick. Bobby Doyle is in there. Tony O'Shea. And Sean Doherty lording it down 60 yards out from his own goal. John McCarthy. This is David Hickey. Bernard Brogan running onto it. A shot at a lovely point. Oh, a lovely passing movement. And Bernard Brogan, the man who turned last year's semi-final right around, has got a lovely point. Look at this for some lovely passing. This is David Hickey. running onto it there was Bernard Brogan. That was the end of the passing movement, and Bernard has sent it over, the first non-Jimmy Keaveney point of the game, and Dublin lead by 6 points to 1 after 23 minutes of play. Going to tap it back to Sean Doherty. It was so obvious what was going to happen. Dublin seemed to have a spare man all over the place. Tommy Drum, Tony Hanaho. Back to Tommy Drum. Across towards John McCarthy, and Pat Spillane, the half forward, as so often has happened, back in defence to help out. Paddy O'Shea. This is Tommy Drum. And Robbie Kelleher, who hasn't been in the game up to now, is up in the attack. Back to Bobby Doyle. And Bobby is penalised for carrying the ball too far. Well, Robbie Kelleher, I quite honestly don't remember seeing him touch the ball before now, but where does he pop up? But about 30 yards out from the Kerry goal. This is Owen Liston. Pass the ball out now to Jack O'Shea. Jack O'Shea right through there to pass the last to John Egan. And Cullen has come out. And Cullen has come out. And it's the goal.
I still claim, Micheál, although we got a hammering that day, that we could have and should have won the 78 final. What beat us that day was total cockiness. We had Kerry on the ropes the first 15-20 minutes, and then just a total lack of concentration right through the field. Like, we were beating Kerry at one stage by 4 or 5 points in that game in the start. We were all over them, but it was just that everybody decided they were an attacker that day, and we left gaps all over the field, and Kerry punished us for it. If we'd have held our head and everybody had done their own part in the game, we would have got the breakthrough for the goal that day, not Kerry. And I'm still convinced at this day we could have won that All-Ireland.
Jack O'Shea, shoulder to shoulder. Oh, a lovely ball, a real attacking ball. It's deflected out, and it's gone very near the end line. Paddy Cullen going out for it. And Paddy Cullen. Oh dear, oh dear. Paddy Cullen, a judge. Oh, a goal in the greatest streak.
We discussed it over a cup of coffee, and you know, they have agreed too that the actual incident, the foul as such, didn't really happen. It was a piece of absolute genius. I mean, I don't think anybody else but Mike could have put it in from, just put it down and bang it, you know, and to be so accurate about it. And I think if I was in the same position, I probably would have chanced it. He was full sure, and he still, you know, talks to this day about that it should have been retaken again. That's football.
That's something that happens.
Yeah, I don't think you should look back. You can look back and learn. But in a situation like that, it was just a freak incident. Now it's a good bit of fun, I suppose.
Into the centre of the field again. Breaking down, Kerry getting moving now as Jack O'Shea has it. A dangerous ball to Owen Liston, and it's another goal! Another goal for Kerry. Owen Liston, the scorer. And there's no argument, no doubt, no nothing about that one. There's Jack O'Shea. Into Owen Liston, who's inside his man, and he pounded it into the net, and Kerry lead by the score of 12 points to 7. That is 3-3 to 7 points. And Owen Liston outfielding everybody, the ball back into Liston, and it's another goal! Another goal for Owen Liston, and Kerry are on the highway. Here's the ball. Owen Liston passes it up to the wing. Back it comes again. Owen blasts it to the net. And Paddy Cullen is left stranded without an oar, without a boat. The score, 4-5 to 8 points in favour of the Kingdom. And Dublin don't know what's hit them. Except Kevin Morden, he does.
In 1978, Kevin Morden was on the books of Manchester United. Manager Dave Sexton had given him permission to play in the Championship, but it would be a slightly damaged athlete who would return to Old Trafford.
I can remember walking into the dressing room, and the players, all the players just fell about laughing, you know, because the state I was in was unbelievable. Not only just due to I think I had 8 stitches or so, and my hamstring was in a bad way, but it was also a very late night the night before as well, which my appearance didn't look the best. But they had actually known about it from the press or whatever, so they knew I was in a little bit of a bad way. But what I did do then was I more or less put a finish.
Looking like somebody from Custer's last stand, but certainly blocking up the way there of the Kerry attack. David Hickey over now to Bernard Brogan. The gun out there is Ogie Moran. Ogie Moran nipping in there quickly. Ball out to the wing towards Ger Power, and back it comes again to Ogie Moran. And Ger Power racing up the wing. He's gone up to the right corner. Robbie Kelleher is after him. That's John Egan. And O'Liston is in there and has sent it into the net. The referee is going down to query that one. The referee is going down to query whether he was inside the square or not. And they have decided, well, they decided that he wasn't. The verdict is yours.
A 17-point defeat for favourites Dublin in a game full of incident brought 78 to an end. 79 came and Kevin Moran was no longer available, nor was Jimmy Keaveney. In a tough and niggly Leinster final against Offaly, Jimmy was sent off, suspended, and as a result was out for the remaining 2 games of the championship.
And he's put off, he's gone. This is Anton O'Toole. Into Brian Mullins. Bernard Brogan the goal.
Goes to Danny Murray. And coming to intercept that one, Tommy Drum.
The Dubs beat Roscommon in a tight semi-final. They were in yet another All-Ireland against Kerry, but this time the star striker would not be playing. On Vakatu Mahe machine.
Mick Hickey. And there is the lead for Dublin.
Not many All-Ireland finals you play, or many All-Ireland finals you win. It's a tremendous occasion, it's a tremendous day, and like not every player is lucky enough to play in one. So unfortunately I was suspended in 79. I think that was the year the Pope came over and they brought the All-Ireland back a week or something like that, but I missed out by a week, and I was very, very disappointed. Very disappointed.
You're not blaming the Pope or anything, no?
No, I'm not playing the Pope, Michal, no.
That 79 final was the last in an incredible run of 6 finals in 6 years. Dublin under Kevin Heffernan would be back in glory in 83, but in a very real sense this match marked the end of a fantastic era. Ní bheidh le héad a rís ann.
And John O'Keefe is wandering after him. And up they go for that. Here it is, and there it is, and Paddy Cullen didn't know which way it went. 6 points for Kerry, 1 goal and 3 to 1 point for Dublin. Kerry trying to work the way through now is Tom Doyle, Liston, Paddy Cullen. Oh, Liston getting his hurling-like swing at that one, but saved by Paddy Cullen. This is Mick Kennedy, Tommy Drum, Jim Ronayne. Dublin moving up now. Bobby Doyle running onto it. Very near the end line, being chased by Mick Spillane. Bobby cutting inside. Still Bobby. Across to Ronayne. It's a goal. Jim Ronayne the scorer. That makes the score now as Jim Ronayne, who came on as the sub, finishing the, here it is, Bobby Doyle, the man who worked his way right through courageously, indeed, passing the ball back now to Jim Ronayne, and Jim gets it into the goal, and that makes the score 12 points to 6, 1 goal and 9 points to 1 goal and 3. Can Dublin get off the floor as they did against Offaly and against Roscommon and turn this game right around? Here's Tommy Drum now. Back out to David Hickey. Up to Tommy Drum. Up to Tony Hanaho. Hanaho, another shot. And this time it's a point. Hanaho a point. The hill beginning to wake up after being asleep for so long. Tony Hanaho the scorer of that point. Cody Lynch. Out the wing now to John Egan. And O'Liston is staying back in, waiting for the pass. And Mick Kennedy has got in between them, but O'Liston gets it back now. Back to Jack O'Shea. And Jacko's kick is over the bar. Score now, Kerry 1-10, Dublin 1-4. Short kick out intentionally so to Tommy Drum. To Mick Holden. David Hickey. Anton O'Toole. And Tony O'Shea, who I think is going to be written again for a personal foul. And I think, yes, in fact, he's been put off. He's been put off for an overdose of personal fouls. And there is the first time this has happened in a major game. Tony O'Shea put off. And now Kerry have 14 men. And here is the free taken by Bobby Doyle and sent wide. Well, I've seen players doing an awful lot worse in games, but the referee has now gone down to have a chat with the umpire and is awarding a free into Dublin. And David Hickey was going to take it in a terrible hurry there. Jim Brogan is getting ready to come in for Dublin now, and here is the kick. It is over the bar, a point scored by Bobby Doyle. 15 minutes, that is the time left. Ball goes back to Gay O'Driscoll, out to Brian Mullins, who hasn't been the sparkling inspirer today that he has been so often. And if he doesn't get rid of that ball quick, he's going to be in the height of trouble. He does. And the referee giving a free to Paudie Lynch for being the man in possession and held in possession. Oh, a lovely high ball. Owen Liston's got it in front of the goal. Out comes Paddy Cullen, and the ball has hit the side, but the referee has called for the ball. Referee has called for the ball, and it is a penalty. There is a penalty. Here is the replay, and there is the reason why. 13 points to 8, and here's the kick. And it's a goal! A goal for Kerry, a goal for Mikey Sheehy. And not Paddy Cullen, Charlie Nelligan, and the whole lot of them put together could have saved this one. Look at it, right into the left corner, and the score is now double score, 16 points to 8, 2-10 to 1-5. Taken some of the jizz out of the Dublin team because he was the main bit of jizz that was there. And here is Jack O'Shea, and here's John Egan. John Egan heading through. Oh, Paddy, what are you going to do? Right into the goal, another goal.
Dublin lost on this final day. But the lines of Sigerson Clifford in praise of a great Kerry team of another era are equally apt in relation to this great Dublin team of the 70s. Plough and spade and seine boat shaped them for the deeds they were to do. Street and school and mountain heard their victory cry. Now their memories arch like rainbows o'er the meadows of the mind. The alive who live forever, and the dead who'll never die.
I think in those years they brought a quality, both teams brought a quality to the games that, you know, was greatly needed, that did a lot to enhance the game and can be remembered with pride by anybody who enjoys the game.
Raised on songs and stories, heroes of renown, the passing tales and glories that once was Dublin town, the hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhymes that once was part of Dublin in the rare old times. Ring a rosy as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rare old times.
I would say it was a great time to be involved in sport, and I would consider myself, and I'm sure most of my colleagues, as being lucky to be involved.
My career in Gaelic football was sort of came in the late summer of my own life, and I think we enjoyed it thoroughly, and I don't think I've any regrets whatsoever. A lot of great memories.
I think the greatest thing that I got out of the years playing Gaelic football was the friends that I made. and the people that I met and the people that I will continue to meet because of Gaelic football until I die. All in all, fantastic days, absolutely fantastic days.
I think we were very lucky, you know. I think that we were just lucky. I can't believe that I was involved in such an era of good football, to play against one of the greatest Kerry teams that's probably ever seen. It was an experience, and plenty of other teams around the country. Anywhere we went around the country was so exciting, for the towns we went into, the people we met. It changed the whole attitude, I think, of people in the country towards Dublin. They actually enjoyed the company and the bit of fun and the football that we produced.
Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the rain.